Hey crocheters, welcome to Friday night. It's a little after 9, so I'm a little bit behind tonight, but we are still doing class. We're going to learn another stitch in our Road to 100. This, I believe, is week 25, so we are officially 1/4 of the way done through our 100 new stitches. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I love seeing all the projects, and here we continue to go all the way to 100. So stitch 25 tonight. I've got a pretty good one for you. It uses a combination of the double crochet and the chain, so it's pretty easy for beginners to catch on to. It makes a fun little design. I've got an example piece back here, and I'll show that at the end of the project that I'm making to go on a sweatshirt. But we're going to do our little sample piece first and learn the stitch. Tonight, the hook that I'm using is a G, a number 6. Some of your G's will be 4 millimeters, some will be 4.2 millimeters, and this one here is a 4.25. So as long as they're in the 4 millimeter mark, or if they say the G, that will work. I'm using a sport weight yarn that is a level 3 yarn type. So it's a little bit different than the number 4 medium, but you can use the number 4 medium if that's what you have. So I'm going to use the sport weight by Red Heart, and we'll go ahead and get started. When we first start, we want to chain 20 because that's what we're doing on our quilted squares when we're making our little sample patch of each crochet stitch. So I've chained 20, but then I'm going to chain 3 extra ones because I'm going to start with a double crochet. And one of the things when you're chaining and doing your first row is these 3 chains right here count as your first double crochet. So that's our first double crochet right there, those 3 chains. So we're not going to go in those 3 chains when we turn, but we're also going to skip 3. So we're going to actually count over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and go in this 7th one right here. We're going to yarn under and do 2 double crochets in that stitch. There's 1. And there's 2. Then I want you to chain 1. And then do 2 more double crochets in that same stitch. There's 1. There's 2. Now, I want you to skip 3, the next 3. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go in this one right here and do 2 double crochets. There's 1. There's 2. Chain 1. And then 2 double crochets in the same stitch. There's 1. And there's 2. Again, we're going to skip 3. So skip 1, 2, 3. Do 2 double crochets in this stitch here. Chain 1 and 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Then we're going to skip 3 again. So 1, 2, 3. And you're to the last 2. So we're just going to do a double crochet in this last stitch. So there is what it looks like. This stitch is called the iris stitch. It's supposed to look like the flower of the iris, which ironically is Joplin's flower. So this is the iris stitch. This would be your first row. You've got your double crochet on each side, and you're going to have 3 flowers working into the center. So to turn and do the next row, we just turn. We chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. That makes what will be a double crochet. Then this time, instead of skipping, we're just going to go into that chain 1 space and put 2 double crochets. Chain 1, and then 2 double crochets. Remember, a double crochet is a yarn under, go in your stitch, yarn back through. You have 3 hoops, so yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then do 2 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and then 2 more double crochets in that same space. So there's no chain between each iris flower, And once you get past that first row, you're working in these chain one spaces of the previous row. So we're going to yarn over and do a double crochet into this one. Do a second double crochet, chain one, and then do 2 more double crochets. On your end, you're going to find the end and just do a double crochet into the very end stitch to end your row. When you go back, you should still have 3 irises all lining up just like the 3 irises on the patch before. So super, super easy stitch. It's just repeating here on out every row the exact same. Turn, chain 3, do a combination of 2 double crochets, a chain 1, 2 double crochets in each of the chain 1 spaces. When you get to the end it with 1 double crochet, and then turn and repeat it back all the way down your pattern, and it will look like this. Once you get a bunch going, I'll show you this sleeve of this sweatshirt. There is the iris just repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated over and over and over to make, this is actually the sleeve of a sweatshirt. So when I fold it out, it's turned inside out. There's my hem right there on the edge. So it's going to go on a sweatshirt sleeve. And I will put that on the page and show you guys when I get it finished. But that's the iris stitch. I hope you enjoyed crocheting tonight. It's a quick, easy stitch. Everyone should be able to do this one. Pretty easy. Everybody should know the double crochet and the chain, or at least be practicing the double crochet and the chain. So this is a really good one for beginners. It's a really good one for new crocheters. And then it's just kind of a fun pattern for intermediate crocheters. So I hope everyone has a good time with this. Send us pictures of what you make. And as always, happy crocheting.